Now that's old timey.
Sweet, sweet dreams of Kentucky, I hear you calling to me. Sweet, sweet dreams of Kentucky, that's where I long to be. I know a gal who's waiting, a red rose that grows by the door. Dear old Kentucky, I know that I'm lucky to be returning once more. There's a fast train at the station waiting to carry me home. When that sun comes up in the morning, I'll be on that train and gone. Oh, what a happy reunion when I step out of the door. Sweet, sweet dreams of the mountains and streams will come true once more. Sweet, sweet dreams of Kentucky, I hear you calling to me. Sweet, sweet dreams of Kentucky, that's where I long to be. I know a gal who's waiting, a red rose that grows by the door. Dear old Kentucky, I know that I'm lucky to be returning once more. Welcome back to Old Timey Tuesday, and I hope you enjoyed that old song there, Sweet Dreams of Kentucky. I want to tell you a little bit more about that song, and then maybe let you hear the guitar playing in a slightly different way at the end of the video. Before I do that, I want to talk about a few things and do a few shout outs, I guess you would say. First of all, I'm so thankful to Mr. Doyle Dykes, who allowed me to not only come and hear him, perform, and he just brought the house down as always with his performance, but getting the chance, which is such a special honor and privilege to do some songs with him on the stage. I think I did 3 or 4 songs, that being one of them, down at Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. And I didn't set up any camera or anything like that, so unfortunately I can't share any of that with you. But Doyle is just so amazing in every way, and so gracious and so kind, and really totally out of my league when with playing with him. But with Doyle Dykes playing guitar behind you, you can't sound too bad. Even though I made a lot of mistakes and forgot words here and there, and was so nervous I even forgot to plug up the guitar. The first time I was up on stage, and I dropped my pick and just all manner of little, goof ups there, but was a good crowd and a great venue. Everybody there was so nice. So I just wanted to start by thanking Doyle for that wonderful opportunity. I also met a lot of really nice people, very interesting people there. It was great to meet Mr. Mike Robertson and his wife Christy. Mike manages some of the bookings for Doyle, and I had heard a lot of good things about him from Doyle and Caleb, so it was great to get to meet him and his wife. And Mike is a phenomenal finger picker in his own right. Got to hear some of his picking. And anyway, it was great meeting him. I also met Mike's uncle and his father, and they were so nice too. And I met one of Mike's friends. His name is escaping me at the moment, but he's a former science teacher, and he worked at an alternative school. So that automatically kind of makes him a hero in my book. And prior to that, he was worked for different environmental companies, and it was so interesting talking to him about different things in his field. And just a super nice guy and so complimentary. And I met some Acorns, some fans of Celebrating Appalachia and the Presley Girls channel. I met Mr. Bill Galen, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from down in Georgia, who came up. So nice. I think he was there with his wife. Also met Glenn Mountain. There's an easy name to remember. And Glenn is a former school administrator and school superintendent. So we have some things in common there. And just like I said with that science teacher, I really admire Glenn for, the work he did with education. And turns out he loves collecting vintage instruments, vintage guitars in particular. So it makes perfect sense that he would be at a Doyle Dykes concert. Just a super nice guy. And I also met another lady who had been a school administrator. I don't believe she gave me her name. She's now a lead teacher there in Tennessee. But just so many nice people and such a great crowd. And the last person that I want to mention who was there, and it was so great to meet him, is Mr. Jordan Harb. And I'm going to put some links in the description below where you can go and hear some of Jordan's music. And each time I was up on the stage, like I said, it was a great crowd, so everybody was attentive. But I always kind of noticed that this one young man kind of right in the middle of the auditorium was especially attentive for the entire duration of the concert, just like he was kind of studying everything. And as a performer, that's always really helpful when you can look out and see that somebody is just paying close attention. And so Jordan was definitely doing that. And then when I got to speak with him after the concert, I found out that he played in a band that I had heard several times on YouTube called Ready for Rain. And I actually could not find the videos that I had seen some months back. And I had seen them, I thought, on a little spot that was done by a local TV channel or TV station. I couldn't find that, but I did find some videos of Jordan playing with a young lady. She might have been part of that band, Ready for Rain, I'm not sure. But I'll put some links below where you can hear Jordan's music. And he's a great musician, super nice guy. And I told him one thing I admire in particular about his guitar playing is that he doesn't seem to copy anyone. And there's some phenomenal guitar players, especially when you get into like folk and acoustic and bluegrass music. But a lot of them, and they're very good at it, but a lot of them seem to copy certain guitar players like Tony Rice or different ones, and that's not the case with Jordan. So it was really cool meeting him, and just wanted to kind of give a little shout out to him and those other nice folks that I got to meet. Back to the song that you just heard, I told Doyle, and I learned that song from one of Doyle's CDs, and Doyle did it as a tribute. It's kind of funny how that works with music. So Doyle was doing it as a tribute to the great Grandpa Jones that he used to play with. And then here I am doing it as a tribute to Doyle. It's like I say, it's funny how that works. I see young country music singers, and they'll do a song sort of paying homage or tribute to Merle Haggard, not realizing that Merle Haggard did the song, paying tribute to Lefty Frizzell or Jimmy Rogers or whomever, So it's, like I say, it's funny how that works. But Doyle, a lot of times in his shows, he does a medley of Grandpa Jones songs. And Grandpa was not only a great performer, but a great songwriter. So he wrote that song, Sweet Dreams of Kentucky. It, to me, has very much a Delmore Brothers sound. And Grandpa and Merle Travis, the great finger picker, who were both from Kentucky, they were friends with the Delmores, and they performed in the Browns Ferry 4. And I'm sure that they kind of rubbed off on each other. And it touches on a theme. I told Doyle that if Pap and I had heard that song, Sweet Dreams of Kentucky, while Pap was still alive, I have no doubt we would have been singing it together. Now, Pap may have heard it. He probably did at some point, but he never brought it up or shared it. He may have heard it and forgotten it. But it's right up our alley. a lot of Delmore songs that we sing or sang, like Southern Moon, have that same theme. We sang a York Brothers song, Little Whitewash Chimney, but that same theme of longing for home, particularly longing for kind of the South and the country and the mountains and the streams, like Grandpa said in this song, and the nature that's such a huge part of Appalachia. It's really the heart of Appalachia. But I really love that song, Sweet Dreams of Kentucky. Now, I sang that and picked that the way I would normally do it, kind of as a flat picker. I'm not a finger picker, but several of you all, several acorns on this channel, you've commented on that you love it when I do try to play something with my fingers, because it's kind of softer, and somebody said it's kind of more intimate. So at the end, I will attempt kind of crudely to play this more the way Grandpa did, which was in an open G. Right now I'm in standard tuning, so you have to get those strings. You have to get that chord position in order to have a G chord. But at the end of the video, I will play it in an open G, which means you can just strum with nothing on there. You don't have to push down any strings. Strum, and you've got a G chord. And the way you achieve that, you tune the top string down to D so that it matches the D string. So that's normally E. In a standard tuning, the top string is normally E. You tune it down to a D, so 2 frets lower. You tune the A string down to a G so that it matches the G string, also 2 frets lower, A down to G. And then the bottom string, which is also E, same thing, you tune it down to a D. So you're taking 3 strings and tuning them down by 2 frets, and then that makes an open chord. But anyway, we'll hear that hopefully here in just a little bit. A few things, I'll give you some Hickory Stand dates that we have coming up, if I can remember them. I don't have them kind of written down. I am looking at some notes, but I didn't write any dates on that note, any dates on these notes. This coming Sunday, which I think will be the 31st, August 31st, we'll play again at our namesake. We'll play at Hickory Stand Methodist Church in Brasstown at 9:15. And then after the show, they're going to have breakfast. And then we'll go from there over to Oak Forest. Mr. Timothy Lee is the pastor of both of those churches. We'll go over to Oak Forest and play there, I think, around 11. So that's our nearest date. Jamie Shook, our tenor singer, unfortunately won't be able to join us, but it'll be me, Caleb, and Perry. And then on September 13th, we'll play at the Chatoog Nursing Home in Hiwassee, Georgia. And then on October 5th, we'll play at the John C. Campbell Folk School as part of their fall festival, and we'll be in the festival barn. And that will be at noon on Sunday, October the 5th. And then on Sunday, October 26th at 11 o'clock, we'll play at the Martins Creek Community Church here in Martins Creek. So we have several little kind of gigs coming up, and maybe I'll list all those in a community post. Just a few more things. I want to say congratulations to Miss Hollis Oaks. A while back I was recommending that our Acorns go check out her channel. She is an absolute pro, even though she's very young. Just in her early teens, she's an absolute pro fiddle player and piano player. Now, mostly what you hear on the channel is her fiddle playing. But congratulations to her. She just won a big fiddle contest. I should have looked up where that was, but maybe I'll do a link to that video below too. And it's no surprise that she would win a fiddle contest. So congratulations to her. And the first time I ever heard her, she was already unbelievably good. But it's amazing to watch her just get better and better and better each time I hear her. Congratulations also to Murphy Campbell. I mentioned Campbell Murphy. Campbell Murphy? Murphy Campbell. I'm so bad with those names. Congratulations to her. I'll put her name correctly on the screen, since I've now kind of put it in doubt or confusion. But she just released a new single called Edward's Train that she wrote. It's a really cool song. I've seen 2 videos, one where she does it completely by herself, one where she does it with a lady singing harmony with her, playing bass, a gentleman playing rhythm guitar, and another gentleman kind of doing a rhythm with his feet on a board. It looks like they're in somebody's living room, but it's just so cool. And when you play in that old time style, that's something that always impressed me about Pokey LaFarge. It's hard to write new material that sort of checks all the boxes of that older traditional style, and she has definitely done that with this song Edward's Train. So I'll put a link down there to that. She has this really cool slide that she's doing as she's rolling, you know, on that banjo, and it almost harmonizes with her singing in the courses. And just like I was saying about Hollis getting better and better on that fiddle, she is getting better and better with her vocal. Her vocal is just getting so good. And when I mentioned both of those young ladies a while back in a video, I said that I predict that they're both going to be kind of big names in acoustic music. And I think that's already starting to come true, because I saw where Murphy Campbell, I'm hoping I don't have it backwards. She's going to be opening for Molly Tuttle, Molly Tuttle's already kind of a big name out there with her guitar playing. And Murphy Campbell is going to be, or Campbell Murphy, is going to be opening for Molly Tuttle pretty soon in North Carolina. So congratulations to all those folks. Last thing I'll say before you hear the open tuning version of Sweet Dreams of Kentucky, I want to say thank you to all of our acorns, not only for watching and commenting, but sharing the channel. Tipper forwarded me a little email from YouTube, and it said that I think it was a month before last we gained 390 subscribers in just that month alone. So thank you so much. That makes it more enjoyable to share these videos and these songs, whether it's an old-timey song or an original song. So thanks for watching. I'm going to pause the camera, do the open tuning, and then give it a shot playing Sweet Dreams of Kentucky the way Grandpa Jones played it way back in the day.